All right, so this is day, what was it, 4? I think day 4. We're talking about visitors in a museum. So, a couple of key concepts. First of all, what does a statement like P of 3 equals 12 mean? On its own, P of 3 equals 12 only tells us that when P takes 3 as its input, its output is 12. If we know what quantities the input and output represent, however, we can learn much more about the situation than the function represents. So, for example, if a function gives the number of blog subscribers in thousands X months after a blogger started publishing online, then P of 3 equals 12 means 3 months after a blogger started publishing online, the blog has 12,000 subscribers. You got to pay attention to the units of measurement when you're looking at a function. You might make a mistake if you don't. If we miss that P of X is measured in thousands, we might misinterpret P of X equals 36 to mean there are 36 blog subscribers after X months. Well, it actually means there are 36,000 subscribers after X months. Now, the key concept here is that inputs, I screwed this slide up too. Anyway, the point is, we can pay attention to the units and we can use function notation to say certain things about the situation. So function f gives us the depth of water in inches in a tub as a function of time, t in minutes, since the tub started being drained. Each point on the graph has the coordinates t, comma, f of t, where the first value is the input of the function, the second value is the output. So this right here, this coordinate right here, 2, comma 5, that tells us that f of 2 equals 5. So 2 minutes after we started keeping track, the depth of the water in the tub was 5 inches. F of 2 represents the depth of water 2 minutes after the tub started being drained. Like I said, our graph goes through that point. Now, F of 0, that's our starting depth. That's how much water was in the tub at the beginning of when we started measuring, so when t equals 0. Looking at the graph, we can see that's 6 inches of water. So what we can do is we can write f of 0 equals 6, or the depth of the water after 0 minutes was 6 inches. F of t equals 3 tells us that after a certain amount of time, we don't know what our input is, that the depth of the water was 3 inches. Now, we could actually go and look at our graph and say, well, 3 inches of water, that goes with 6 minutes of time. So we can find out that t is equal to 6. Now, let's talk about the cool down. There's a couple of mistakes I've already started noticing people making as they answer these questions. First of all, an art museum opens at 9 a.m. and closes at 5 p.m. The function v gives the number of visitors in a museum h hours after it opens. So h, the input into our function, v of h equals, let's just say a number of people. So this right here is hours after 9 a.m. What time would that be? Be careful about that when you explain what this statement is saying. This one down here, when you go to write your v of your time or your hours equals some number of people, how many hours after 9 a.m. is 1 p.m.? Because remember, your input is hours since opening. Again, at time of closing, how many hours after opening did the museum close? And then try to sketch a possible graph that could represent the function. Think about the different values that you found out in the previous problems. Plot those as like points on your graph, and then, draw some sort of a graph. If you have any questions, let me know.